Welcome to Hey Twin Cities. It's your good friend. It's your pal. It's your compadre. Woo! TC, everybody. How you doing? What's going on the big show today? It's, February 13th of 2012, but don't let that date me. If you're listening, in the future on, say, April 14th, 2017, doesn't really mean the show is 5 years old. And I guess you know what happened, You know what's happened in all the Super Bowls, all the sporting events, what the best movies were. Then again, I can probably tell you what the best movies were. No, I can't actually. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent here. Who won the presidential election, not only in 2012, but 2016? Oh my God, you had to suffer through all that. Anyways, it's the big show. We're here every Monday and Thursday. And I am the aforementioned TC, your host for the festivities. And HeyTC is about, or Hey Twin Cities is about three topics in particular. My journey of where the show is going. And I don't know where it's going, honestly. We'll see what happens, right? Showing up to life is just about showing up to life. And that's what I'm doing, baby. I am showing up. And that's what I'd encourage you to do. The second part is always Twin Cities talk. Born and raised in the Twin Cities, moved away for a while, for about 6.5 years, 7 years, something like that. Was living in Arizona and then Colorado, and have moved back subsequently, back in 2008. Yes, 2008. That's when it was. So, we'll talk a little Twin Cities talk today, including a little talk on, the Grammys, which of course were last night on the mighty WCCO TV with Amelia Earhart and Frank Grappatori as your hosts. I don't know their names. I'm sorry. Amelia and Frank. I think that's the hosts of the Saturday evening talk shows, Sunday night newscast, whatever. Anyways, and I'm stuffy today. Going back to my journey, man. So I apologize, man. I was stuffy in the last show, number 32. Need to get. By the way, when you're talking on mic, never accidentally hit the wrong button and mute yourself. That's what I just found. So, I don't know. And then I also, last show, I said too much. But anyways, no. Last part of the show, as always, is first customer. I want to be your first customer. What in the world does that mean? I want to be your second customer, too, as long as your product doesn't suck. Let's say you work on motorcycles, you build motorcycles. I want to be your first customer. I don't have a motorcycle. I don't know how to handle that, but I can recommend you on the show. I can recommend you on the website. I know this is an evolution. Eventually somebody's going to email me. It may take 800 shows before someone actually does, but I still want to make this part of the show, and it'll always be part of the show. May not be the biggest part of the show, but eventually I wouldn't mind if that whole section became the show. You can call me with your questions, advice, email me at HeyTC. And I'll help you out, because I'm one of these guys running my own business too, struggling every day, trying to figure out what's what, trying to please everybody, and then leave some for myself. So anyways, so we'll talk a little first customer coming up at the end of the show today. So what's going on my journey? Well, I started eating better last week, and I'm proud to say that I dropped a significant amount of weight in the last week. Weighed myself this week, and I'm like, wow, you rock. You are a golden god of childish teens. Wait, something like that. So that made me happy today. As I mentioned, I feel all stuffed up. I'm just so all stuffed up. I just want to go, there I did it kind of, and I apologize. But, it's one of those things where I don't know what it is. I think I just need to get used to doing it. I'm doing this show in the morning. When I've done previous podcasts going all the way back to the Daily Dimension 1998. I always did it in the afternoons where I'd been up for like 8 hours. Now, I'm doing it in the morning where I've only been up for, say, about 3 hours here? So it's kind of a new experience, and I'm sorry if it sounds like crap. I'm working on it, trying to drink lots of water, trying to do a little singing. Had the Van Halen, had the Foo Fighters crank this morning, singing along to it, trying to get my voice going right. So it was all sexy, mama, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. But, no, still having some problems. So anyways, but, yeah. And also when I was listening back to last Thursday's show, I said, a lot. So I need to stop that. Whoa! Damn it. Oh man, I was just about to say again. So anyways, that wasn't planned. Yeah. Okay. So, hey, one of the other things on my journey, I got a call tonight, I won't say with who, but, has me always scared. The call always goes better. This is a call I have maybe once a month with someone, and the call always goes better than it seems, than I think it's going to go. And I always feel encouraged afterwards, but I think one of these times it's going to go very poorly. And for some reason tonight, I think that's the night. So on Thursday, I'll try to report back to you on how that call went and, see how, things are doing. But yeah, on my journey, I'm scared of that call tonight. I'm definitely scared of that call. And I don't know. It's just one of those things where, as I say, on our journeys, we, sometimes tend to be angry, bitter, and scared. And, I'm scared a lot recently, and I'm angry a lot recently. I don't know if I'm bitter. I wouldn't consider myself bitter. That's more David Letterman-esque, in my opinion. But, maybe scared and angry. Angry about, you get riled up, on all kinds of stuff. So, but I'm not going to go there. So anyways. All right. Of course. And if you want to, email me, it's at tc@heytc.com, which is now working. It took me like 3 or 4 attempts. I don't know what the hell was going on. I'm, hosting, HeyTC on 1and1.com servers. And, I don't know. Maybe it was user error, I'm guessing, but it's working now. So that's the good news. All right. Let's do a little Twin Cities talk today. The Grammys, of course, were, last night, and everybody, of course, remembered Whitney Houston. I obviously grew up in the 80s, and I was a fan of, rock music, but I was also a fan of pop music back then. So, you can't help but hear the Whitney Houston song. The Whitney Houston song that I'll always remember is, I Want to Dance with Somebody Who Loves Me. And anyways, I always thought that was a good song. Once again, Whitney Houston was not in my wheelhouse when it came to musical tastes, but, I would be a fool to say that, she wasn't really good at what she did, and she had an incredible voice. So it's too bad that, these things happen. When we first heard that Whitney Houston had died, Jennifer said to me, she says, I bet it's, prescription drugs and alcohol. And I said, why do you say that? She says, because it's always prescription drugs and alcohol when celebrities die, when it's kind of this untimely death, unless you're, whoever, Janis Joplin vomiting on your own vomit or Kurt Cobain taking a shotgun to the head. But yeah, and it is that way a lot where, you get the celebrities. Look at Michael Jackson. I mean, it was basically prescription drugs that killed him, right? Wow. I actually try to avoid most, drugs, over the counter or prescription and of course, illegal, as much as I can. There's another, nose thing. Hang on. Let me take a break here and do a little, suck up here. All right. So, I think that's much better. I think I've cleared out my sinuses. I'm ready to rock and roll now. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. Sucka. I see my Foo Fighters. One of the albums I loved last year was, the Foo Fighters' new album called Wasting Light. Really good album, I believe. I saw they won, at least one award, last night at the Grammys for best, rock performance or whatever by a duo or a trio in a menage a trois. I don't know, something like that. Those awards. And I liked what Dave Grohl said. They recorded this album, the Foo Fighters recorded their new album on tape, in a garage, not digitally in the computer, but they put it actually on tape. And he was kind of taking maybe a little shot at how the music industry has become basically just a bunch of electronic, people, auto-tuned to death. And it's just horrible. Just horrible. I was watching that Chris Brown performance at the Grammys. Oh, that was horrible. The guy should have just been an acrobat. I mean, that was the extent of it, I thought. I mean, the auto-tune thing, I don't know. If you like that kind of music, a salute, congratulations, I don't like it. I think it's just pure crap. Anything that's auto-tuned is crap. Of course, I could defend auto-tuning a little bit because a producer that I love, Mutt Lang, going back and listening to like the Def Leppard vocals off of Pyromania from 1983, this guy was auto-tuning before auto-tuning was auto-tuning. He was doing it on tape, and anyways, it's interesting to go back and hear some of those vocals, but I guess you gotta do what you gotta do if you don't have Whitney Houston's voice, but I don't know. But the whole, where you really hear it like in a Chris Brown song, ugh. And of course, when I first heard that Whitney Houston had died, I immediately thought that Chris Brown had beat her up. Turns out it was Bobby, I guess, but whatever. I guess they're one and the same these days, apparently. What else? Oh, Bruce Springsteen opened the show. I thought that was a pretty good song. I've heard it's going to be the official theme song for the Obama campaign. So congratulations to President Obama on landing Bruce Springsteen as his campaign spokesman. Also, I saw, speaking of the E Street Band, I saw Silvio and Gabriella Dante in the front row when the Foo Fighters were accepting the award for best rock performance or whatever. Of course, that's Steven Van Zandt, but I'll always know Steven Van Zandt as Silvio Dante from The Sopranos. And of course, his real wife in real life, I don't know what her name is, but on the show it was Gabriella. So, and then of course, Adele is the big winner. Who's the big winner tonight? Adele's the big winner tonight. Yay, Adele. I gotta say, that Rolling in the Deep song, that's really the only Adele song that I've heard, because I don't listen to Top 40 radio. Though I gotta say, it's a hell of a good song, man. That Rolling in the Deep. It's got a great hook on it, great vocals, so it seems to me that she deserved the awards, though of course I was rooting for the Foo Fighters and had a little vote for Lady Gaga in there since Mutt Lang, one of my heroes, helped co-write and produce the song You and I by Lady Gaga. So all over the place. And then, of course, afterwards, WCCO presents the man who saved Adele's voice. Whoa! Anyway, so, hey, speaking of that, last night, too, The Walking Dead was on. Oh, what a crap fest that was again last night. Boy, The Walking Dead has gone right down the toilet this year. After 6 great episodes, its first year with Frank Darabont, the creator, the guy who directed The Green Mile and did The Shawshank Redemption. They fire him. AMC decides to fire him because Mad Men needs too much money to go on. I see Mad Men premieres on March 25th. So it'll be interesting to see how that show is this year. But yeah, this year, The Walking Dead, just one big piece of crap. I'm sorry to say. I'm about ready to give up on it. It's just terrible. I see the promotion for Kevin Smith's new show, Comic Book Man. I watched about 5 minutes of that, and I couldn't take it. I'm just not that big of a nerd. So, anyways, and I'm not gay, which apparently is Kevin Smith's audience when it comes to podcasting. What are you gonna do? Not that there's anything wrong with that. My father's gay. Wait, I don't know who's gay. Somebody's gay. Anyway, so what else is going on here in the Twin Cities? I see that 6 people were arrested on early Monday morning, late Sunday night, at a T.G.I. McScratchy's near the Mall of America. A huge fight broke out at T.G.I. Fridays. According to Bloomington police, the incident started when 2 tables of customers were giving each other lip service. Hey, that sounds naughty to me. I don't know about you. And then items were thrown. I'm trying to think of a famous T.G.I. McScratchy appetizer they could throw, but I'm really not that familiar with that restaurant, unfortunately. The Jack Daniels Firecracker Cajones? I don't know, something like that. And then they were also throwing menus and food, which eventually led to the fight. Why would you have menus? Oh, I guess the menus on the table where it's, like, oh, check out all of our desserts, this booklet. Anyway, so, yeah. Okay. I pretty much sums it up, basically. I understand what was going on here. Very much so. And I don't even have to say it because you know what was going on here. So anyways, what are you going to do? Actually, there was a T.G.I. McScratchy's, T.G.I. Fridays in Woodbury, which actually recently closed down, and now it's some other place. I don't know what it is. Went there once. It was really loud in there, and it's just like, ugh, I don't need all of this volume. The people were loud. The music was loud. It's just like, forget about it. So we went there the one time, and then the next time we drive by, they've closed down. So you can thank me for putting the T.G.I. Fridays in Woodbury out of business. I am personally responsible for that, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. That's one city that needs more restaurants, is Woodbury. Boy, you go to Woodbury between, 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock any night of the week. It's like packed in every restaurant. Holy crap. If you want to open up a business, there you go. First customer, you open it up in Woodbury. There's no shortage of money. There's no shortage of restaurant. Well, there is a shortage of restaurants, as it turns out. So anyways, hey, the Powerball jackpot went off. I think it was somebody in Rhode Island or somewhere won it. $325 million. I didn't win it, and you didn't win it. Ugh. You're killing me, man. You're killing me. That I did, though I did buy a Powerball ticket as promised, $2 right down the Pichadou. Some of that money to the winner, some of that money to the state, some of that money to the teachers union. So congratulations to them. What are you going to do? Maybe next time. I'm sure eventually this thing's going to get up to 500 million one time and everybody will be going crazy. So, anyways. Oh well. Boy, have you been watching the sports scene in the Twin Cities here lately? Woo-wee, the Timberwolves, they've been stinking out the joint, huh? Holy moly, they had like 28 turnovers versus the Mavericks the other night. And then they had 24, I believe, versus the Knickerbockers, which that game wasn't on television apparently. It's kind of disappointing. I thought, okay, I don't understand. They've got this, Fox Sports North keeps talking about this second channel that they have. Hey, check out the second channel, but then they never broadcast the Wolves games on that second channel. So I don't know what's going on there. I'm getting all stuffed up here again. So hang on a second. Let me take a break. All right. I think I got to sneeze here soon. I think that's what the problem is. So, but once again, like I said, this is a journey. I got to show up. I got to do it. I'll build up a resistance to it. I'll figure out how to get my voice sounding good, if that's even possible. And then, I'll also figure out how to get the nasal thing going, man. I'm just, it's just killing me right now. I don't know what's going on. So, anyway, so, the sports scene. So the Timberwolves have been sucking in the Wild. I got an interesting story about you. Well, maybe it's an interesting story about the Wild. The Wild, it was probably about 2 months ago. Right when they had the best record in the NHL. So a friend of mine is like a big Wild fan. He goes crazy. I mean, you never see him in anything other than Wild garb. I mean, the guy has one wardrobe apparently, and it's Minnesota Wild wardrobe. He's even got matching, underoos, he tells me. That was my best, Crispin Leaf Glover, whatever his name was. Crispin Glover from, Back to the Future. Anyways, I don't know about the wanderoos or underoos. God, no, I'd never want to know. But anyways, so one night I sit down to watch the Wild play, and I said, oops, I hit the mic. I said to myself, I'm going to watch the Wild play, and if they win tonight, it'll be a sign that I have to watch the team now. That they're going to be good with this new coach, Mike Yao. Yao! Hey, Mike, Yao! Or the other option was that they would remain dead to me. Because the Wild, since its inception, have been dead to me. I've never seen the Minnesota Wild hockey team, management, ownership, put forth an effort to actually win. I think they've been just kind of tanking it, trying to make their money back. At least the original owners and now the new owner. I don't know what's going on there, but just want to make the money, have a nice profit margin. And I understand, if you're going to be in business, you've got to make money. That's the whole point of business. There's nothing wrong with making money. But if you're going to be a sports team and you want the community behind you, you have to kind of go all out and make the right decisions, just like in any business, I suppose, to get customers to love you. It could be a lesson to myself, I suppose. So I'm making the effort and I'm going all out. This is what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you everything I can Mondays and Thursdays. Hopefully, eventually I can do it Monday through Friday. That's what I want. So, but with the Wild, I've never seen that effort. I think it's been half-assed, in all honesty. I know I was away for, 7 years, almost 8 years from the Twin Cities, but I followed the Wild from afar, and I could see that, they never really put an effort forth. The roster was kind of crap. They don't go out and sign any free agents. There's no effort there. So, as far as I'm concerned, the Wild are dead to me. So, two months ago, I sit down, figure, well, maybe with this Mike Yao, maybe things are turning around. Maybe the new ownership is behind the team, blah, blah, blah. Sit down and watch the game. If they win, okay, I'll try to be a fan. If they lose, they're dead to me. Well, they ended up losing. And since then, they've gone from being the best team in the NHL to being out of the playoffs, and I think like the 11th seed in the Western Conference, which is funny to me. So once again, I am the one to blame about the Minnesota Wild. So there you go. What else is going on today? I see Mark Dayton, our illustrious governor, who was, of course, once rated by Time Magazine, I believe it was Time Magazine, as the worst senator in the U.S. Senate. Now, 50 people in the U.S. Senate, and there's a lot of horrible senators in there. In fact, I can probably think of about 49. Oh, no, wait, 50? 49. 40. No, 50? But anyways, Mark Dayton was regarded as the worst senator, and now he's the governor of the great state of Minnesota. So this is what we got going for. This is the level of politician in America today, where the worst senator in the Senate can become the governor of our wonderful state. This is who we have to choose from, an idiot and an idiot. That are our choices these days with politicians. Anyways, so I'm not a big fan of politicians. I just think, I know some people go into politics to make a difference, but most people are just money-hungry, grubbing jackals who just, kowtow to special interest. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Anyways, apparently the Republican legislature passed some tort reform, which Mark Dayton vetoed. So what we have here, in my humble opinion, is two cases where the Democrat Party, Mark Dayton in this particular case, is owned by the trial lawyers of Minnesota and of the United States. The trial lawyers, hey, there's a lot of money to be made in suing people, especially suing big businesses, blah, blah, blah. Of course, who represents big business? Well, big business can't represent itself, really. I mean, they can try, but you have to kind of amalgamate businesses through one source. And how would you do that? How would you amalgamate business through one source? Maybe if you took out insurance policies on your business to recover, to make sure that nobody sues you, and if they do sue you, you're protected, because we live in such a litigious society. This is what happens. So one might say that the Democrats and, say, Mark Dayton are owned by the trial lawyers. So that would mean what? The other side of the envelope is that the insurance companies own the Republicans? Is that what I'm trying to say? I don't know. I'm just trying to link facts together here. So, but, yeah. So, and anyways, Mark Dayton went off on some sort of, high moral rant while he's defending trial lawyers. And then, of course, the Republican goes off on some high moral rant while defending, insurance companies. And I don't know who I'd side with on this side. I'm not a fan of trial lawyers, so that may answer your question, though. Insurance companies. You ever tried to buy dental insurance? Running my own company, I learned one thing. Dental insurance, if you're an employer, the biggest scam ever. Here's the deal. They call you up and they say, hey, we'd like to be your dental provider for your business. Okay, let's hear it. We'll give each employee $1,000 of coverage. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Now, what do I have to pay? You have to pay $1,000 for each employee. Wait. So why don't I just give the employee the $1,000? Why do you get it? Well, sir, if an employee doesn't use, say, the $1,000 worth of coverage, you're going to tell me I get it back, right? No, we keep it. Oh. So you guys make money by selling $1,000 insurance policies and then hoping that people don't use those policies? That is correct. That is correct, sir. Thank you. Yeah, never buy dental insurance as an employer. You're better off doing like a health savings account or a flexible spending account. Well, health savings account, with your business, because dental insurance, the biggest ripoff ever, biggest utter ripoff ever. When I figured that out, I'm like, why would I do that? What's the point of that? So anyways, there you go. What are we rolling up on? We're rolling up on the 26-minute mark, thereabouts, on the big show today. Hey, Twin Cities. You can find us at HeyTC.com. I am the illustrious TC. And, let's get to, first customer today. So one of the things that I want this show to be about and the website to be about eventually, it's going to have to evolve. This is my idea. Maybe you don't like the idea. Maybe this idea is stupid, but I'm going to put it out there, see if it sticks. If you're on welfare, if you're on disability, if you're on Social Security, if you're unemployed, or if you just got a crappy job and you want to do something else with your life, I want to help you. I want to be your first customer. I repeat, I want to be your first customer. I may have no use for your service, but I'll be your first customer, assuming I can afford it. I have to live within my budgetary constraints, as do most people who are not in government. So if I can afford your service, I'm going to sure as hell try to be your first customer. Now, of course, if you don't offer a very good product, I'm probably not going to be your second customer. However, if you do offer a great product, hey, second customer, third customer, fourth customer. And then, of course, what do customers do? Let's say you make brownies. That's always my example, because I love brownies. What can I say? Of course, lost some weight last week. So, you know what I didn't have? Well, I actually did have two little small brownies for an early Valentine's Day gift. So, but if you make brownies and you say, hey, TC, I got this new baking business. Here's a pan of brownies. I'm going to charge you, be a little more aggressive. I'll charge you $8 for this pan of brownies, but trust me, they're the killerest brownies ever. What's going to happen? I'm going to give you the $8. You just made $8. Of course, you have your time, but and maybe it's more expensive than that, but we'll see. And I try your brownies, and I hate them. Well, I appreciate the effort. I didn't care for the brownies, but I'm not gonna say anything bad about your business. I'm just not gonna frequent your business once again. However, if your brownies are good, or say unbelievably good, I'm gonna say, damn, I'd like to place another order with you. And you know what and the most powerful thing that I can do for you is not placing that order, so to speak. Of course, it helps, is to tell someone else that, hey, Geraldine has just started her own bakery out of her own home, and she makes brownies. And they are the most unbelievable brownies I've ever had in my life. They are awesome. I love them. So I've told the person about it. Maybe I tell a couple people, and maybe one of them tries it, and they find it awesome. Blah, 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 blah. And then they tell two people, and then they tell two people, and then they tell two people. You remember that commercial? So anyways, that's what I can do for you. So if you've got a business, you want to start from your home, and you, I'm doing the ums again now, and you want to get going on something, please, by all means, send me an email, tc@HeyTC. I want to help you be the first customer. Maybe I can help you with the business a little bit too. If you have some questions, like don't buy dental insurance. It's a gigantic ripoff. There you go. So we'll leave it at that. All right. Big show in the book. HeyTC for, what is it? No, I guess it's Hey. Sometimes I call it HeyTC. Sometimes I call it Hey Twin Cities. So Hey Twin Cities in the book for, February 13th of 2012. It's your good friend, it's your pal, it's your compadre, it's TC, everybody, and I'll see you in the emergency room.